Hello chess lovers, let's have a look at a game played by Gabor, Kovacs and Rainer Barth. The game was played in 1994. Though we see no fireworks in this game, but this is a record-holding game where we can see the longest living quadrupled pawns. Let's see how the game progressed. Kovacs started with e4 and knight f6 by Rainer, Alekhine defense, and after knight c3 d5 the game is transformed into a Scandinavian variation. Bishop c4, c6, d4, g6, knight e2, bishop e6, bishop b3, the threat was capturing on c3 and then on c4, that's why white plays bishop b3, knight takes c3, b takes c3, bishop takes b3, a takes b3, bishop g7, we see castling by both sides, f4, knight a6, bishop a3, rook e8, queen d3 and queen b6. We can see that black is not hurrying to play e6 but actually playing e6, and stopping this f pawn would have been better, and after queen b6 white is pushing the f pawn further. c5, f takes g6, f takes g6, queen c4 check, e6, d takes c5, queen c6. Already we have 3 pawns on c file. Rook d1, b5, attacking the queen on c4, but white plays knight d4 counter-attacking black queen, and black queen decided to sell her life at an expensive price and captured on g2 with a check, winning a pawn, and after king takes g2 only now black is capturing on c4. Knight b5, white is not hurrying to capture on c4. Rook b8, the knight is attacked and only now white is capturing on c4, and we see this quadrupled pawns on c file. This position looks very interesting. Rook c8, knight d6, rook c6, knight e4, rook c8, rook d7, rook c7 and rook d6. Well, actually rook f7 is better. If rook takes d7, then rook takes d7, and black is going to lose this pawn. If we move like rook c7, then rook d6, this is even worse for black. Let's go back, but after rook c7 we see rook d6, both attacking the pawn and the knight on a6. Black played rook c6, rook d1, bishop f8, we see the exchange of rooks. Now comes rook d8, white's position is very active. King f7, rook d7 check, and finally white is winning the pawn on a7, h6, bishop c1, the pawn is attacked, g5, h4, g takes h4, bishop f4, e5, bishop takes e5, rook e6, black is just simplifying the position, knight d6 check, king g6, bishop d4, knight b8, rook a8, knight c6, rook g8 check, king h5, knight f5, rook g6 check, and we see the exchange of rooks. Knight takes e7, knight takes e7, king h3, black played knight c6, and after king h4 the players agreed to a draw. Well, though white has 3 extra pawns, but they are just quadrupled on c file, and this is going to end up in a draw. Black can bring his king to c6 square and then move around with his knight, and there is no way to progress with the white pieces, and the game is going to end up in a draw. Actually, these are the longest living quadrupled pawns. 23 moves. Your comments and questions please. I hope that you enjoyed this game. Good luck.